Ubisoft does not want you to own anything you buy from them. They simply just don't want nothing for you to own from them. Now, what's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another video on the channel, Tech and Gaming Reviews, and I cannot stand Ubisoft right now, and to be frankly, I might actually only buy one more game from them, and that is going to be Assassin's Creed Shadows, because the game is gorgeous. It looks like a really fun Assassin's Creed game, but I think every game after that, we probably won't even buy another Ubisoft game unless they change their ways. Now, to get this into perspective for you guys, Ubisoft does not want you to own your games that you paid $60 for, or $70, or whatever the case may be, or if you bought, like, the premium, had a freaking burp there, but if you want to buy something like a premium edition that you paid like $130 just to throw that out there for, they still just are like, yeah, no, we'll take the game away from you. Now, I really don't respect this, and there are some other gaming developers, well, I should say higher up, executives of that specific company, developer-wise, that don't want you to own your games. They just want to give you a license, you pay it, and you get just the amount of time that game has, whether if it's like 7 years or 20 years down the road and all that good stuff. And this is where that piracy is, it shouldn't be illegal or nothing like that. Because essentially what is going on is these companies are taking your games that you paid your hard-earned money on and thinking that, yeah, no, we have the right to take it away from you. Like, here are two different games that you could just literally pop the discs in and just immediately play them. I got Gun, a really popular early on Xbox 360 game. Technically, this game was made for the PlayStation 2 as well as the original Xbox, but if you want the best version of this game for pretty much console, the Xbox 360 version is the only version that's HD on console. You could just pop this disc in and start playing the game. Same thing with Borderlands 2 for the PlayStation 3. You could literally just pop this game in and you can immediately start playing it offline. You don't have to install the downloads or the freaking, update files of the patches, because this game is one of the later 7th generation games, and this one is one of the early beginning 7th generation games, is what I'm trying to say. So, no matter what, with the original beginning of the generation or one of the last bit of the 7th generation, you could still pop these hard discs in, either your Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3, play the games. Now, I understand we're kind of getting into a different, future and whatnot, to where digital is going to become the norm, but at the same time, it's like, we're not going to sit here and pay like $70, and then now, with Nintendo wanting to raise prices of its games, like the new Mario Kart World that's now going to be $80 freaking dollars, it's like, we're not just going to sit here and pay to own these games just to have a certain time frame on them. Like, it's stupid. And even Nintendo does not like piracy, and they keep legitimately going after, attacking every company, every small company of people that are trying to make, freaking emulators and whatnot to play all sorts of different games. If they're playing their games, whether if it could be from any system, GameCube, the Nintendo Wii, the Wii U, the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo 64, no matter what Nintendo console that you are emulating games on, Nintendo does not like it. But Nintendo, on the other hand, does not like you to own your games as well. Because if you remember, they shut down the Nintendo Wii shop, or I should say Nintendo shop on the Wii, as well as the Nintendo Wii U eShop, or whatever the heck the case is, or whatever they call it, as well as 3DS and regular DS and all that stuff. They have literally shut down stores, and you cannot download the games that you purchased digitally on either of those systems. So this becomes a problem. And I'm actually glad that there are people that are stepping in and helping us, because right now, Ubisoft is under a lawsuit over in the state of California here in the United States because of them basically saying, yeah, you will like not owning your games if you like it or not, because of a game called The Crew. Now, that is a racing simulator game, just like Forza Horizon games are on the Xbox, except that is a full-on third-party game from Ubisoft, and Ubisoft has actually said, well, it's been showed that on the case itself, it requires an internet connection to be able to play the game because it is an online-only game. But you know what Ubisoft could have done? They could have just updated the game with a patch that just simply lets you play the game offline and just experience the story mode. I mean, that's how it is with the Forza Horizon games. You could literally play Forza Horizon 1 either on an Xbox 360, Xbox One, or even an Xbox Series X or S. You can literally pop that 360 disc in, install that game, and you can immediately start playing it. As long as you pop the disc in, you can start playing it, even on the newer, modern Xbox Series X, and don't need to have the internet connection to play it. Well, technically on Xbox, on some people, you do, but if you're just playing on an Xbox 360, that disc can simply go in and boom, you're loading in the game, and you could do the main storyline and quests, the racing quests, and all that. You could literally play the game simply offline. You don't have to be connected to the internet. But that's what a lot of these developers and the higher-ups that are the CEOs and that run the developer team or the developing teams, they don't want you to own your games because they want to make sure that they're getting more money from you out of your pockets, so they want to make sure that, like, they can take a game away if there's, like, a new game, like Ubisoft said, oh, yeah, well, if you don't like we shut down the servers of The Crew, buy The Crew too. And it simply doesn't work like that. It shouldn't be like that, and I'm very thankful that we have, lawsuits and such coming to these companies like Nintendo, like Ubisoft, that hopefully make it a law here in the United States and hopefully most of the world to basically not let these guys take your games the way that you purchase that have single-player experiences or just are single-player as well that can just be played on offline, even if it is an online game like The Crew, that they can just simply do a patch on. And I just do not like this idea. And then companies like Nintendo wonder why piracy is coming. Well, it's because of that right there. The companies love taking games away from people that they bought, so why should it be illegal to pirate the games that you currently bought? Okay, so you're saying, it's like they're trying to say that, yeah, we get to take your game away, you don't have no access to play it. It don't matter if you buy it. You don't have the right to play it. You can't emulate it. You can't do nothing. That's shady. That's really shady to act like they can take the games away from other people and then stop them from being able to pirate those games that they bought that was taken away from them. So I just don't agree with this because, like I said, you could literally pop these discs in your Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 console, even though this game is simply just permanently offline, and this game has some patches with some updates, but you could still play the vanilla version of this game on a PlayStation 3 literally offline and just enjoy this masterpiece of a game. And then this game does have a couple minor updates that basically improves the performance. But however, you can still play the vanilla version of this game just by popping this disc in a 360, and the same thing with this with Borderlands 2 for a PlayStation 3. And I understand that we're going into a different, time frame. We're going into the future where stuff is changing, but at the same time, these companies literally should not be allowed to take stuff away from you. That's simply like saying, like that cup right there that's got pins in it that you see, that blue cup. That's like something like Walmart saying, because I bought it, they have the right to go in our house, walk in with us not knowing, and snatch that cup out and say, yeah, no, we took it away. Sorry. That's technically the same difference with these companies taking games away that you purchased digitally. It's just like a company like Walmart saying, yeah, we're taking that cup, and they just break in our house, walk in, steal it out of our house without us knowing, and then it's gone. That's essentially what the same difference is with these gaming companies that want to take digital games away from your account or just off, from you. They just want to take them away. So I'm very thankful that there is a lawsuit against Ubisoft for this, because I hope that this continues to keep happening, because eventually, I do have faith that it'll eventually happen, but I do have faith, at least here in the United States, that there will eventually be a law that is basically here to stop these companies from taking games away that you purchased your hard-earned money on. Whether if it's $40 or the new $70 price tag, or even the brand new $80 price tag on Mario Kart World for the Nintendo Switch 2. I do hope that something does get settled. And I have faith that it is going to. It might be just a little while from now, but I feel like as long as everybody continues to do this, and there continues to be lawsuits on stuff like Nintendo and as well as Ubisoft, it will eventually be a law. And I cannot wait to see what these companies do next. So that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this video. So hope you enjoy this video. If you could, smack that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and we'll keep you posted with more content like this going forward. And let us know in the comment section down below of your thoughts of Ubisoft just basically saying that, yeah, you are allowed to not own your games and they have the right to take them away and all that, and all the lawsuits that's going on with them right now, as well as Nintendo recently for the same thing. Let us know in the comment section down below of your thoughts, how you feel about these companies thinking that they can take your games away from you that you spend your hard-earned money on. Let us know in the comments. Tech and gaming reviews, rate, comment, subscribe, and we shall see you in the next one. Peace.